as an activist, if you ask me to score this present regime, I will not score them a pass mark. Get me right here, because I belong to the people. I will never score this present regime a pass mark. I am working, coordinating a program that belongs to the federal government under the present regime. You know my intervention program. I'm doing a partnership with the federal government. But if you ask me to score this government, I will not score the performance. I will score them below average. I will tell you why. Hunger still remains very valid. You know hunger? Food crisis is still very much there. Youth unemployment is still very high. Household poverty is widespread. The hardship we face is second to nothing. I will score them less than average. And that's why I am stepping in, because I see a window of opportunity to help. That is why I am in alignment with the federal government to drive youth intervention program that will help engage the youth to become participants in the economy, to help grow the economy, create jobs, have those youths de-radicalized. I don't belong to the APC. I am working with the federal government because this government belongs to everybody, whether you are IPC, PDP, whoever you be, or even if you don't have a card of any party or a voter's card, still you are in Nigeria, and for as long as you are a young person, you deserve the right to benefit from the welfare that should come from this government or any other government. I will score this government below average. But having said that, the North do not have any moral right to complain about what this government is doing right or not doing right. Buhari started the retrogression of our economy, and what Asiwaju is facing today was inherited from the failure of the Buhari's government. Why didn't the northern people call for an end to Buhari's government? Buhari's first tenure was a disaster, and that was why the second election he wasn't sure to win. Even INEC was aware. That was why you had those manipulated processes. I watched a clip when he was voting. He had to take a stop and peeped to see who the wife was voting for. Nobody can call me to come and explain that. We all saw it. Buhari ran the worst first tenure of any presidency in this country. Where were the non-tenants? You are talking about Shettima. Can you place Shettima and Professor Simba just side by side and compare who is smarter, who is more exposed, who is more productive? Of course, Tobajo is a brain boss. Was he not sidelined? With the first tenure of Buhari, reading with E-head, God bless his soul. Right? This man would travel for months without transmitting to the vice president the authorization to act on his behalf. Were they not comfortable with that? Is this country a country that belongs to one part of the nation, so that whatever they do, whether right or wrong, is never criticized or condemned? They have no reason to cry. The South will do another 4 years to complete 8 years. Don't forget how Jonathan was chased out of power because they continued to agitate for the unfinished period that Yar'Adua was supposed to stay. Right? And they had their way. A Southerner, of course, must complete the next 4 years. And as it is, realistically, I don't see a Southerner who is prepared enough to take over power from the incumbent. Whether the incumbent or someone else, power rotation has a format, a style, a standard, 8 years. So whoever from the north that has ambition should hold on till 2031. So having said that, don't forget I told you point blank that there is hunger. Do you know how many medical bills I pay, school fees I pay, food money I paid as a humanitarian activist through my foundation? You'll see, there is hardship. People are suffering. People are in pains. People are in anguish. You can't overrule that fact. And that is why Comrade Iyere will not score this government up to average. There is still a long way to go. Jobs are not there. Nothing is there. But I still believe in this government because I have a platform through which I can contribute my quota. Between now and 2027, Asiwaju remains the president. The only way he can be edged out is through the ballot, not through protest or not through all kinds of things. And that is why I told you, all this coalition or no coalition, forget, they are illusions. The only force is the force that people like me will orchestrate, the way we orchestrated that democratic revolution, which we later named after Peter Obi, which brought Peter Obi from obscurity to where Obi became, to the point that Obi defeated Asiwaju in Lagos, presidential. Do you know what it means to defeat Asiwaju in Lagos? If the man Obi was serious, if he wasn't a baby politician, if he was a man who manages people and processes well, that election was an election for him, not for any other person. But Asiwaju came from behind and took over that power. He remains the president, we must all recognize. And if there are things we can do to support his government, good enough. But this government has also done some certain things right. The tax reform bill is a very good one. You can't take that away from him. The local government autonomy is a very good one. You cannot take that one away from him. Those two things are good enough for me to say, okay, if I rate a man from 1 to 10, he could do two things right. If he's supported and well guided and given all the encouragement needed, he can do 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, even the 10th one right. That is my point. You know why I'm happy? There are governors who cannot return. The PDP as an opposition failed for its insincerity. I was looking at Otom, the former governor of Benue State, coming to make statement and saying they should give Obi the Southeast ticket. If I had the opportunity of breaking the screen and removing him from that place, I would have done that. Do you know that same Otom was the chairman of the zoning committee, rotation committee under the PDP? He left it open. He didn't even zone it to the south. He left it open. Atiku took the ticket. Then dislodged some of our people, divided the house, and then when money changed hands, they started supporting him. He came second. The man has lost relevance. He's now coming to talk about the Southeast, talk about Peter Obi. That's why you won't be surprised that in 4 years to come, he will also form another team that will form a coalition to rescue Nigeria. The opposition died the moment the PDP, right, decided to be insincere in their sense of judgment. If the ticket was zoned to the south, the crisis that destroyed the PDP today would have been averted. The wayo they did to Wike was the reason he destroyed the PDP. In fairness to him, I learned he was the person bankrolling the survivor of the party. Don't forget, Buhari was doing 8 years, running out. It was clear that the rotation should go to the south. Tom, for whatever reason, left it open. Knowing fully well that the non-turner, Ayu, was the chairman, and then another non-turner came to pick the ticket. The injustice they did to Wike resulted in that vendetta, in that revenge, in that war he launched against them that destroyed the PDP. If Wike was in the PDP, of course, the opposition would have been strong without telling you, you know the truth. So when he left them, the house was without any structure. They became weak. Now they are looking for where to go and choke their head. You see the way people like Adeleke are begging to join APC in Osun State. You can imagine that an incumbent. That shows these people are not working for their people. If you work for your people, you can choose to be the man standing all alone. Mimiko did it. He didn't decamp to the PDP. When PDP was PDP, he used Labour Party and won for the 2 tenures that he stayed. He only decamped at the tail end of his 8 years. So the opposition does not exist anymore in the PDP or with the PDP, because PDP became a house without any foundation. Right? Now, Wike's revenge pulled down that house. And then that voice became silenced. And now they are rattled. See how many of their governors have decamped, and more are still coming. So when no opposition party existed, why will you have an opposition voice? So that is why you don't have a robust opposition.